Welcome to day 2 of Step into the Next Level of your life in business, life and business. And today I will talk to you about where are you right now and what's the gap. So it's yesterday we talked a little bit about how important it is to have the vision of what do you really want. And, we hear this a lot. Oh, what do you want? And we say, I want this, I want that. But if you really think about it and really feel it, it has to be really from the deep place of what are you willing to work for and what are you willing to commit to, because that's what the vision is then, and only then that vision will pull you. This is why we are doing this in coaching. We are really looking at the vision, connecting to that feeling of, oh my God, how will it be amazing when I have that vision, right? How will I be? What will I do? What will I have? And notice that I said be first. How will you be to get that vision? That's also very important, to start with that being part. Who am I when that vision is happening? So this is all about getting you to the next level, whatever that is for you. And sometimes the next level is a little shift, in one area of the life. So if you haven't done the Wheel of Life yet, I will post it in the chat again. Where's the chat? And you can grab it and you can fill it in, because that's where you can really see clearly where are you right now. So every category of your life, and you can adjust the categories if there is something that is missing, like maybe parenting or spirituality or something that is big for you, you can of course change it. But mark yourself on the scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best. Where are you right now? And how does it feel, to see where are you? And if it were a wheel of your life, how bumpy would that ride be for you? And often it's a feeling, right? We look at it and we say, oh yeah, it's great. But then you feel like this, maybe it's not that great in this area, but I kind of don't look at it, right? So if you don't look at it, today I want to challenge you to actually look at it. Look at that part that you don't look at usually, and follow that. Follow that discomfort and look at it. And then kind of stepping into the next level is, so for example, you marked yourself 5 on the career, and ask yourself what the 10 would be, and then feel what would the next step be. So if the 10 is, I don't know, I'm this amazing CEO, everyone really loves me and supports me. I love working with all these people, and when I walk into the company, I just feel the vibe and the energy is amazing. Let's say that's your 10, and now maybe you're at 5 or 6. What would a 7 look like? Or 8? And our mind is brilliant. When you ask yourself those questions with the numbers and the distance, it actually, you will get ideas. It would be first maybe connecting to my first team, first proximity team, maybe being much more at ease with them, maybe talking to them more. So this tool is super simple, but it's absolutely powerful. And if you've done it before, it doesn't matter. You can do it every week, every month, because you're changing and growing, hopefully. And then it shifts. Like for me, this tool is shifting like really rapidly. Every month, I would say it's different. So use it and save it for yourself and use it in the future. I highly recommend it. Today I will talk about one other case study, because this masterclass is very different. I'm trying it on, and I'm kind of trying to show you what coaching is like, and I'm using those stories that that people submitted and using them anonymously. So today it will be about John. John is not here, and it's not a real name, but I will just use it because it's a very common name and it's easy. So I will basically read what John answered in the form, and I will try to kind of I will just basically use my intuition and my experience to uncover that a little bit, right? And see what's there, and hopefully that will inspire you and maybe you will resonate with it. So the questions I will be asking, maybe, you know, use them for yourself too. So John said when it was about what is your 1 to 5 year vision that you really want. John said, I want to be able to relax. To be honest, I've been working mad hours for the past 5 years building our company, and now it's like an unstoppable train. Okay. And when there was a question about asking, what have you tried before? He said, I haven't tried much before, just reading books. And I assume here that also sleeping quickly, hopefully sleeping. And then he said that what's holding him back is, quote, the sense of responsibility and some anxiety that if I stop, it will all collapse. And there was another question about the fear. What fear are you having right now? And the answer was having a heart attack or a panic attack if I don't change something, and everything will collapse if I slow down. So I assume those are the two separate kind of opposite situations. So let's unpack, okay? So first of all, I'm getting from this that John is a very ambitious, big impact creator, starting company, building 5 years, you know, I assume being successful since it's an unstoppable train. And it tells me that it's really fast paced and dynamic. So it's a lot of growth and a lot of, you know, grabbing things, opportunities. And if that was a startup, you know, the metrics that the startups usually, unfortunately, you know, are not being successful in the majority of the cases. So it tells me it's a successful thing. It tells me also that everything is on John's shoulders in a way of the heaviness of the success, meaning that if he doesn't do something, so possibly it's about decision making, no one else will, right? Like so it tells me that maybe it was just adding people as you go, but not adding the leadership and the strong foundation to support, to really feel that, you know, you can lean on those pillars, you know, of leadership, which is very common, by the way. I work with CEOs of scale-ups, and that's where my zone of genius is, that helping them assess what they need to actually step into the next level in their company. Because when you build up a company as a startup, you need a very different skill set than when you want to scale up into a more grown-up organization. You need, you know, culture, you need leadership, you need communication, you need alignment, right, throughout the organization. So I wonder if John has been on vacation since, you know, when, because working mad hours for the past 5 years, it might sound like maybe taking a day here or there, but probably even going sick to work and just really focus on that, right, machine. And then I don't know if there is private life for John, but I would imagine that there are other responsibilities at home, or, you know, with family, friends, or maybe it's Netflix in the evening. I don't really know, right? But that's kind of what I'm sensing. And so I would ask John, why are you doing this in the first place? like, why did you start the company? What was the vision of, like, did you have a vision, right? Check back, what did you want to accomplish? Is this what you wanted to accomplish or not? And how different is that? I would suggest John does the Wheel of Life and maybe change the categories into something like, my lifestyle design, my organization growth versus financial versus easiness of doing business, things like that. So I will kind of change that, those categories, and then assess what is it that's not working. Is it lack of support, maybe lack of technical support within the team, or lack of leadership, or lack of good clients. Maybe it's all like rapid and really chaotic. So maybe I would also think about what would I love instead, what kind of clients would I love to actually be happy working at this company, right, that we build together. So I would go back to the why and the vision from that big dream from the start, because there had to be a vision, to build a startup successfully over 5 years. There was a big thing. So I would reconnect to that. I would talk about it more. In terms of haven't tried much before. So what's changed? Like, why now? Maybe are you interested to try? What now is at stake? What's important right now? And then he said that he is afraid that there will be a heart attack or a panic attack. So I assume there might be health issues coming up, or maybe the feeling like I had it before I left my corporate. I had this feeling of like everything is coming up to here, and I feel like I have to bottle it in, or I will explode. Like I felt like if I just explode, like they will fire me because I will just lose it, right? So I started to have that feeling, and I was really being frustrated, and it was really, really bad, right? And I felt no matter what happens, like I need to save myself, like I need to remove myself from this situation somehow. Like I need to protect myself. I need to step up to be my own leader, and I need to protect me, because no one, no boss or no other people like own it. My health, my well-being. You probably know that if you're sick, and I was recently with COVID, that you're alone in your sickness. You can say if you're married, in sickness and in health and everything, but really when you are laying down sick, you are alone with your thoughts, with your heart, and it's super important to take care of you first, right? So if I were to ask you, what are the 3 most important people in your life? What would you say? And you can, if you're brave enough, put it in the chat or just write it for yourself. And when you write it for yourself, my next question is, did you put yourself on the list or not? Because, most of the people don't. And this is really hard and harsh, because if you don't think of yourself and your health, you're not taking responsibility. You are thinking then that someone else should take care of you, because if you don't, then who will, right? And this is really big with leadership. If you don't take care of your own self and your well-being, how do you expect to lead other people and for them to trust you that you can lead them? Because they want to follow, right? They want to follow you because they want to follow you. So that's very important. So I'm really happy that John is thinking about it. And he did say that the sense of responsibility is big. So I assume that he knows that he needs to take maybe time off or maybe take care of his health. But there's this sense of responsibility that probably now we hire X amount of people, I don't know, maybe 50, I don't know. And what if what if something goes wrong, right? They will lose jobs, or maybe even few people would lose jobs. So there is a lot of pressure, right? Like there is like a lot of heaviness on the shoulders when you think of it. And it can be really, I even feel it right now in my body, I don't know. It's like, it can be really heavy. So I would definitely work with John on what is it that he need first to get in order with himself. Is it a day off, completely off? Is it going to the forest, going to a fishing trip, going to whatever, you know, like just really, the company will not collapse in one day, right? Or in a week, you know, you can take that time, allow yourself, think like really as a leader of a strategic leader, right? Like what will work long term? Long term will work that you are well. So what is the short term means to get there? I would do that. I would definitely meditate. meditate. There was, I think, Wayne Dyer, who passed away a while ago. He is like this big personal growth guru, and I think he was telling that once he had big challenge, and he was calling Deepak Chopra, and Deepak Chopra is this Indian origin guru of you know spiritual growth, I would say, and he was calling Deepak Chopra and saying, "Hey, I have this big problem. You know, what should I do?" And Deepak was like, "Meditate." but meditate. You know, and what does it do to meditate? It tells it gives you the space, right? Even if you have a lot of thoughts, it gives you space. If you connect to your breath and you just like, you know, and you have space to have different thoughts, and you can calm down, and this is very important. And another thing I would do, I would suggest writing habit. And morning pages is a brilliant habit to write every day. I do that now for oh my God, already over a year, and it changed my life. It increases your creativity. It helps you kind of declutter those bad words, negative thoughts from your head. So what you do, you free write for 3 pages. And I guess that, you know, everyone will be like, oh my God, 3 pages, how long does it take? Well, it takes about half an hour. So if your life is important to you, you can square and try it out. It's best to do it in the morning, first thing. Like, so, you know, I would get my water with lemon and sit down and just do it. And it's not to be ever read by you or anyone else. It's just to free write as if you were a 5-year-old, and you can curse and you can swear and you can complain and you can put it all out there. What it does is that instead of thinking those thoughts, and the thinking goes like this, you know, like kind of, okay, I'm great, I'm not good enough, I'm shit, this goes good, this doesn't, like, you always bounce off those thoughts, right? This is really a madness, right? If you have that in your head. What writing does, you actually write it out. Next thought, you write it out. So it kind of helps you really get it all out. And it's better out than in, by the way. And it clears it. It clears your mind. You finally have space to get new thoughts and new ideas. And I will tell you, when I started doing this, and it comes from a book about creativity called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, really powerful book. And what happened after 3 days or so, I had brand new ideas, and like, I never had them before. New ideas, completely new. It was so exciting. So it applies also when you have, you know, you want to crack something, you don't know what to do anymore, you're stuck, you have no new ideas. It's a brilliant thing. So I would definitely challenge John also to do that as a way to release stuff. You know, you could also do, of course, you know, if it's bad, go to seek help, like professional help. You know, go to talk to someone, because I don't know how bad that is, and if you have panic attacks or anything like that. There's a lot of burnout these days, you know, and the great resignation, and about 50% of employees are, you know, they've done this survey, and about 50% of workforce is already somewhat burned out, right? And there are some people around me that are burnout, or they just are recovering from it. So there is no joke, you know, like, you don't, like panic attacks and things like that, you know, it's a really no joke. So if you feel that there is something happening with your body, it's a warning, right? So like, don't ignore it. I mean, really, don't ignore it. Take care of yourself, because once it goes too far, it's worse, right? It's like there's chemistry in the brain and everything, and it's harder to heal. So take care of yourself. And speaking of burnout, there is a great book called Burnout by Sisters Nagoski, and I actually recorded a short video maybe 2 weeks ago after a session with my client, who is also CEO of Scale Up, and I recorded short thing about on the tools of how to complete the cycle of stress, because, you know, in the like thousands years ago, when hunters, so men, would go out there to fight or get hunt animals. If there was a lion chasing them, right, there would be a big adrenaline, and, you know, they would either fight the lion, or they would escape to the village, right? And then they would be like, oh wow, great, yeah, I avoided this lion attack. And they would talk to the people, to the tribe, and there would be the release of this emotion. Okay, so there will be like a huge adrenaline spike, and then it would go down while you come to the safe space, and you share about it, and you're like, oh my God, thank God, right? So this safety, this safe feeling is very much needed to complete the cycle of stress, for the body to feel again, I'm safe, okay? And if we don't do that right now, because we still have the same brain, reptile brain from the past, that is very very powerful. So if we don't do that, it's really dangerous, because our body holds it in, right? And why we don't do that? Because if you, for example, go to a meeting, right, you are wearing a suit or a nice dress or whatever, and you like stressed, and you go to the meeting, and you have to, you know, sit tight, and you have to show like you own it, and you feel this pressure. Then you leave the meeting, and you like going to another meeting maybe, right? Or something else happens, and it just piles on. Like you never like release that feeling to process it fully, right? So it creates this uneasiness, which disease is this lack of easiness in the body. And the ways very quickly to process that is, you know, running, like you would run from the lion, and you would make it through. So running, physical kind of this activity of cardio motion. It's proven actually that 6 seconds kisses do that too. Why 6 seconds? Because you only you would only kiss someone for 6 seconds if you feel safe around them. So then the body feels like it's safe again. 20-second hugs. So when you hug someone and hold for 20 seconds is very similar to that. There is research around it that it makes you feel safe again. So you process that. And there's some more. I will not use more time on it. Yeah, and Stefan said, honestly, wouldn't have listed myself in the top 3. Instead, would have listed my wife, my business partner, and my father. There you go. And what does it do to you to have that awareness? Do you still think, oh yeah, I'm not important to list because I'm selfless as a great thing? Or do you actually feel like this, gosh, I wish I put myself more in that importance thing. And yeah, you can add 4 top people or 5 if you need to. It's about looking out for yourself and taking that responsibility for yourself. Otherwise, you really, it's very hard to follow you as a leader as well if you don't need yourself, and if you dismiss kind of yourself, right? Because if you dismiss that, then why would other people trust that you will not dismiss them in the moments of, truth or something important for them? So that's that. I hope this was helpful. Tell me in the chat if this is helpful. And also, I am just wrapping up my new program, which I will give you a sneak peek tomorrow. But if you would like to talk to me about it, it starts in September actually. Please feel free to book a call, and I will put a link in the comment. You can book a free consultation. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat as well. So yeah, coming back to kind of where are you today, just to wrap up. Do that exercise for yourself. Where are you today? Where do you want to go? Per category of your life. Try to make it in detail so that it's specific and you really know what it is that you want, and you can name it, because then you have the clarity around it. And tomorrow we'll talk about how to get there. So how to close that gap, what's important to start, and how to get through some productivity and the habits and mindset as well. So I'll spend some time on it tomorrow. So I'll stop the recording now. Thank you for joining.